Good evening, you're watching 7 at 7. I am Preeti Chaudhary. All right, the latest news break that we are getting in from Paris after the heartbreak for India and Vinesh Fogart. Vinesh Fogart and India had appealed to the CAS for at least getting the silver. The CAS hearing is at 6 p.m. Paris time, which translates into 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Today, Vignesh will be represented by 4 pro bono lawyers made available by the Paris bar. Subsequently, India is trying to get their own lawyer involved in the case. The names being considered are Harish Salve and sports law expert Vidushpat Singhania. Now, there is a possibility that this could drag into multiple hearings over the next few days, and verdict may take time to come. So there was an understanding earlier that we would get the verdict in about 24 hours, and now it seems that the arguments could draw out over days, and it's possible that we might not get the verdict out tonight. Now, Vinesh Fogart had appealed to the CAS at the back that she had at least qualified in the weight category where she fought her 3 bouts in a single day, which led up to the finals on the next day. Vinesh's plea concerns the fact that because she was in the weight category when she had weighed and she fought those 3 bouts, she should at least qualify for a silver. On the other hand, the bouts have progressed with the disqualification of Vinesh Fogart, and there is already a silver medalist. So the plea of Vinesh, if accepted, will lead to 2 silver medals being accorded in the 50-kilogram category. And the possibility of which right now, legally many say bleak, but it's a shot that India still has to go for silver. There's clamour growing across the country and internationally that Vinesh Fogart be accorded what is due to her, at least a silver medal. Nikhil Naz, my colleague, is on the phone line with us. Nikhil, what we were expecting a verdict in about 24 hours, it seems it's going to be a more long out drawn process. Will you get us up to speed with it?
It is a possibility, Preeti. We do not know the exact timeline or duration, how long will CAS take to announce that verdict in the Vinesh Fogart case. But what we're getting to know right now is that the first hearing in that case is going to be taking place in about 3.5 hours from now. It is about, I beg your pardon, about 2.5 hours from now, because it is 6 p.m. local time, around 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time is when the first hearing is going to happen. For the first hearing, you've got 4 lawyers that are...
You've got 4 lawyers that are from the Paris bar that will be representing Vinesh Fogart on a pro bono basis. So they are going to be representing her for the first hearing. We do not know whether there will be subsequent hearings, but I was speaking to a few experts and they said that 24-hour timeline that you had is usually for cases where you appeal before a final is to take place so that a quick decision can be taken. In this case, the final has already happened. You already have a gold medal winner. You already have a silver medal winner. In this case, the CAS can take time because you have that much luxury at the moment, and you can even take a decision in the next few days or even in the next few months, as has happened with a lot of other athletes in various cases. Because what now Vinesh and her team are asking for is a joint silver, because the silver medal was already decided in the final. They're asking for a joint silver, and that's why it can take time for that decision to take place. What I can also tell you at the moment that there are back channel negotiations happening in India. Everyone really wants Vinesh to get that medal. India has representatives in the IOC. The IOA is also actively at work at the moment, even though this is a case that Vinesh is fighting on her own accord, but she's getting full support, let's say, from an Indian Olympic Association as well as India's representative at the IOC. 2 names are doing the rounds at the moment, and I can, Harish Salve is one. The team here that is backing Vinesh Fogart is also trying to probably get him involved. If that's not the case, there's another lawyer in India, Vidushpat Singhania, who's an expert in sport. He's earlier worked with someone like a Justice Mukul Mudgal on various cases. If you remember the entire BCCI match fixing scenario, he was quite active during that time as well. So even he could be considered. What I can confirm right now, without really naming my sources, is that the spade work in India has already started. So what the Vinesh Fogart camp is really looking at is that if the hearing does drag on as expecting,
I'm going to interrupt, and the reason why I'm interrupting is because we've been learning such bad luck. Whenever you just said you could confirm something for us right now, and then I think the gust of wind is very strong, and we lost you there. So what is it that you could confirm for us?
Okay, can you hear me better now, Preeti?
Yeah,
I'm trying
better.
to
Go ahead.
use my hand as a muffler over the mic. Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I can confirm is that they are trying to get an Indian legal mind also involved in this case. So if the hearing is pushed for the next few days, or you'll have subsequent hearings going forward, maybe for the next few months, they want an Indian mind also to be involved. Two names that are doing the rounds. One is that of the very well-known legal eagle that you have in Harish Salve. That I know that there is some sort of approach being made to him. The other one that I can confirm is someone called Vidushpat Singhania. He's a sports law expert. He's fought a few cases previously as well. One very famous case, we all remember, the BCCI match fixing case that happened in 2013, and from there on the BCCI completely changed. So alongside Justice Mukul Mudgal, Vidushpat Singhania was also very active in that case. So even he is being considered. What I can confirm right now is that spade work has already started in India, because the team that's really backing Vinesh Fogart wants that she gets the best legal help possible.
So two things, Nikhil. Number one, that in all probability, it's not going to be what was anticipated earlier, a verdict in 24 hours from the time of filing appeal. So that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at a larger time frame. We really can't put, a time on that. It could go on for a few days, or even what you're saying. And, that could be a little disappointing, but as long as we're still in contention, it could go down in months, you're saying. Number one. Number two, Nikhil, I just want to ask you, for somebody who has followed many sports events and many, pleas that have been challenged where Olympics is concerned, what are the chances of Vinesh Fogart?
Usually, and I'm just going back into past cases, usually the Court of Arbitration of Sports doesn't overturn a verdict. So if the governing body, in this case it is UWW, if they have taken a decision, it's a very rare chance that they overturn it. However, there have been cases in the past where the verdict has been overturned, so Indian fans would be hoping for the best, and probably that's why the Indian contingent of the Vinesh Fogart camp is trying to get the best legal minds involved in this scenario. There is a bit, if you look at it from the point of view of UWW, and that's going to be the other party, the decision that right now Vinesh Fogart is challenging, they have actually followed the rule book. So they haven't gone out of the rule book. They've just kept it simple, black and white. The rules say this, and we are following the rule. Can the CSA take a compassionate look at this case and make an exception for Vinesh Fogart? I mean, that we'll have to wait and watch, and it all depends on the kind of representation that there is that Vinesh Fogart will have. But as of now, I mean, in most cases, it's a very rare chance that the verdict is overturned. But as I said, before this, there was a 0% chance. She was disqualified. At least now it's opened the door. You've got the foot in the door. Also, another thing, Preeti, I must point out, in all of this, back channel negotiation as well as lobbying also makes a huge difference. So this is not just a clear-cut case.
So
unless,
how
of course,
hard, Nikhil,
in the first hearing,
is the IOA lobbying?
All I can tell you right now is that they are in a meeting at the moment, and which is where it was kind of decided that apart from the 4 lawyers that are being offered here by the Paris bar, we need to get somebody from India because we want to give it our best shot. That in itself tells you that they are trying their best. You of course have a few representatives. India's representative in the IOC is Ms. Neeta Ambani. I'm sure she would also be hard at work trying to speak to the influential people within the IOC as to what best can be done within the legal framework. I think that's the best that you can hope for. And from what the situation was yesterday, where it was all doom and gloom, no chance, I think you've moved forward a bit and there is a ray of hope.
Well, there's a ray of hope. At least we're in contention. She's already won our hearts, but we pray and we pray very hard that she gets that silver. Nikhil, thank you for joining us, but I'm going to be back with you on the top of 7:30 p.m. With that, let me quickly Cut across to the other story that we're tracking coming in from the Parliament. Big overhaul of the Waqf Act by the centre. Tabled in Parliament today, the bill triggered a political storm, while the centre defended the bill as empowering and surety against land mafia illegally grabbing properties. The opposition was up in arms against the bill, calling it partisan and what they say was anti-Muslim.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to move for leave to introduce the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024.
The Narendra Modi government introduced the Waqf Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha on Thursday. The bill sparked an angry debate, with the opposition parties calling it an assault on the constitution.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to raise an objection on this draconian law which is introduced by the government. Sir, fundamentally this is an attack on constitution.
The opposition claimed that the proposed changes in law targeted Muslims and undermined minority rights by diminishing the powers of the Waqf board.
Removing Waqf by user, this government wants to take over Dargah, Masjid and Waqf properties. ये जो आप बिल ला रहे हैं, आप देश को बांटने का काम कर रहे हैं, जोड़ने का काम नहीं कर रहे हैं। आप दुश्मन हैं मुसलमानों के, उसका सबूत ये बिल है।
Parliament also saw heated exchange between Union Home Minister Amit Shah and SP leader Akhilesh Yadav.
आप लोकतंत्र के न्यायाधीश हैं और मैंने अध्यक्ष महोदय सुना है इस लॉबी में कि कुछ अधिकार आपके भी छीने जा रहे हैं, उसके लिए हम लोगों को लड़ना पड़ेगा आपके लिए।
अध्यक्ष के अधिकार अखिलेश जी सिर्फ विपक्ष के नहीं है, पूरे सदन के हैं। इस तरह की गोलमोल बात आप नहीं कर सकते हो। आप नहीं हो अध्यक्ष के अधिकार के संरक्षक। एक मिनट।
BJP's allies JDU and TDP backed the bill.
आपके मस्जिद को छेड़छाड़ करने का प्रयास नहीं किया जा रहा है। यह एक कानून से बना हुआ संस्था है। उस संस्था को पारदर्शी बनाने के लिए कानून बनाया जा रहा है।
मैं खुद माइनॉरिटी हूँ।
Union Minister for Minorities Affairs Kiran Rijiju put up a spirited defense of the bill.
इस बिल का समर्थन कीजिए, करोड़ों लोगों का दुआ मिलेगा। इतिहास में दर्ज होगा कि ये बिल को कौन कौन समर्थन किया है और किसने विरोध किया है। ये इतिहास में नाम दर्ज होगा। इसलिए इस बिल का विरोध करने से पहले आप सोचिएगा, करोड़ों गरीब महिलाओं का, बच्चों का, गरीब मुसलमानों का।
The government finally relented to opposition's calls and sent the bill to the standing committee for review.
मैं तो शुरू से बोल रहा हूँ, डिवीजन करवाइए, डिवीजन करवाइए।
प्रश्न है कि विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करने की अनुमति प्रदान की जाए। जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में, हाँ वालों के अनुमति प्रदान की तो माननीय विधेयक को पुनर्स्थापित करें।
The proposed legislation, the Unified Waqf Management, Empowerment, Efficiency and Development Act, seeks to modernize the registration of Waqf properties through a central portal. The previous Waqf system granted the Waqf board extensive powers, allowing it to designate any land as Waqf property without oversight. The new bill seeks to regulate the powers of the Waqf board, preventing it from arbitrarily appropriating land. Earlier, there was no women or marginalized Muslim groups represented on the board, and the system had significant loopholes that facilitated forgery in Waqf land designation. The amendment mandates the inclusion of women and minority Shias and Ahmadis on the Waqf boards, aiming to bring greater transparency and reduce opportunities for forgery. The bill also proposes a centralized portal for Waqf assets. The decisions made by the Waqf board can be challenged in the High Court according to the proposed law. Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, the Maharashtra Game of Thrones has officially kicked off with just months left for the state polls. While India ally Uddhav Thackeray is in the national capital to meet with Sonia Gandhi in midst of seat-sharing talks, it's Pawar versus Pawar in full throttle already. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar kicked off his yatra today in what is seen as a mega outreach program after the Mahayuti's disappointing show in the Lok Sabha polls. In retaliation, his uncle Sharad Pawar will be launching his own statewide Padyatra that kicks off tomorrow.
बहुत साल फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट देखा है, इसीलिए मुझे मालूम है रिसोर्सेस कैसे बढ़ाने का, खर्चा जो करने की जरूरत नहीं वो कैसा कम करने
ये बंद नहीं होंगी
योजना बंद नहीं होगी। हम हमारी पार्टी सेक्युलर है, हम हमेशा बोलते हैं, जैसे उद्धव ठाकरे साहब के साथ भी हम थे गवर्नमेंट में, तब भी हम सेक्युलर की विचारधारा कहीं छोड़ी नहीं थी, अभी भी नहीं हम छोड़ने वाले। हम खाली विकास के लिए साथ साथ रहे और विकास ज्यादा से ज्यादा विकास करना चाहते हैं, ज्यादा से ज्यादा गरीब लोगों को ऊपर कैसे उठाना, ये हमारी कोशिश है। हर एक को पॉलिटिक्स में किसी को मिनिस्टर बनना की इच्छा रहती है, किसी को डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर। अभी मैं 4 दफा डिप्टी चीफ 5 दफा डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर बना हूँ। अगर मेरे नसीब में होगा तो हो जाऊंगा।
यही मौका है, जन यात्रा है,
ये मौका ऐसा नहीं कोई कह सकते। काम करना हमारी कोशिश है और हम करेंगे।
All right, let's quickly move on. We're going to get you a picture which is appalling. This is Bihar's bridge to nowhere. Built bang in the middle of a field, the bridge lies incomplete with no roads on either sides. Bihar is already facing the heat over its crumbling infrastructure vis-a-vis bridges, and this bridge to nowhere has gone viral for all the wrong reasons. Why did India's poorest state allot funds to the tune of over 3 crores for this bridge? No answers.
Parmanandpur village in Araria in Bihar has a new landmark. A bridge right in the middle of a field with no approach road. It was built under a Rural Works Department project valued at around 3 crore rupees and included a 3-kilometer road as well.
ये पुला बनने से हम लोग बहुत खुश थे कि मैं रोड नहीं था, 1 किलोमीटर आगे पीछे रोड नहीं है। हम लोग सोचे कि रोड भी बन जाएगा, पुला पर जाने आने में दिक्कत हम लोग को नहीं होगा। हम लोग सोचे कि सर प्राइवेट जमीन पड़ता है, दोनों तरफ से हम लोग दे करके रोड बना देंगे। अभी तक ठेकेदार किसी को नहीं पूछा।
तो पहले जमीन वाला सब कहा कि जो हम जमीन देंगे, रोड में थी पुला बनाइए। अच्छा, अब फिर अब क्या बात है उसमें, जमींदार सब कहता है कि नहीं हमको जमीन के दाम चाहिए।
तो फिर इस पुला का क्या फायदा होगा?
क्या फायदा होगा? वो आप जब जमीन वाला जमीन नहीं देगा तो क्या फायदा होगा? कुछ नहीं होगा।
But questions are now being raised on why this bridge was built if no land was available for that road. District authorities have stepped in after a video of this bridge went viral on social media.
समाचार के माध्यम से हम लोगों के संज्ञान में आया, उसका संज्ञान लेते हुए तत्काल हम लोगों ने एक रिपोर्ट भी कार्यपालक अभियंता ग्रामीण कार्य विभाग से मांगा था। जमीन की उपलब्धता, जमीन का प्रकार इत्यादि उसकी सावधानी बढ़ती गई नहीं। जांच रिपोर्ट आने के बाद इस पर आवश्यक कार्रवाई भी की जाएगी और ये सुनिश्चित किया जाएगा कि वो उपयोगी बने और जिस कार्य के लिए वो किया गया था वो कार्य पूर्ण हो सके।
Bihar has been in the news for a series of non-stop collapsing bridges, pointing to a legacy of corruption and bad planning. This one has hit the headlines as the bridge to nowhere. Who is responsible and will heads finally roll?
यह पुल कहीं न कहीं विभागीय अधिकारी और संवेदक के मिलीभगत का एक जीता जागता प्रमाण बना हुआ है, जिस पर सरकार को निसंदेह एक्शन लेना चाहिए। हालांकि डीएम के द्वारा एक्शन लेने की बात तो कही जाती है, मगर जिस तरह से मामला सुर्खियों में आने के बाद, सोशल मीडिया पर मामला वायरल होने के बाद प्रशासनिक अधिकारी इस अधूरे काम को पूरा करने में लगे हैं। परमानंदपुर अररिया से इंडिया टुडे के लिए अमरेंद्र कुमार सिंह।
All right, let's continue to get you more news from the Olympics. While we are just hopefully seconds away from a win in hockey, a rousing reception for our star pistol shooter Manu Bhaker in the national capital, from Union Mantris Nitin Gadkari, Rajnath Singh to Sonia Gandhi, and a photo op at the Kartavya Path. Manu Bhaker is reveling in her well-earned glory. Right, the latest news break coming in, and it is superb news coming in from Paris. India has kept its Olympic dream alive in hockey and has won the bronze in Paris yet again. They had done it the last time in 2020 in Tokyo. They have done it again this time. India has beaten Spain 2-1 to finish third in Paris. Back-to-back Olympic medals after 52 years. The fourth bronze overall in men's hockey, 13th medal overall for India in hockey. Fitting send-off for hockey veteran Srijesh, and what a match it was, viewers, with Spain. In the final minutes, Spain did what India did earlier match, which was do without goalkeeper and going all in, but yet couldn't beat the stunning new team of India. The Indian hockey team has got us the bronze medal in the Olympics, and what a match it was, viewers. In Paris, our boys winning a second consecutive medal. It was a bronze in Tokyo, and now with a 2-1 finish, India comes in third in Paris, beating Spain. It's back-to-back Olympic medals after 52 years. Just look at that, just that figure there. Where in Tokyo 2020, India had won the bronze. They were hoping to better it, but couldn't in that match yesterday with Germany. Let's cut across right now to our reporters, but let's listen into all reactions coming in. Family members there, family members of our players. This is Srijesh's family. It's his last hurrah. And what a send-off he's been given, or what a send-off he's given us. Back-to-back medals.
ഈ വിരമിക്കൽ തീരുമാനം വേണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഇപ്പം തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടോ? രാവിലെ വിളിച്ചപ്പോൾ എന്താ പറഞ്ഞത്?
घड़ी से निकला ये मैच। एक कमेंट बताइए आप। पूरा देश जो है उनको गर्व है हरमनप्रीत के ऊपर, भारतीय टीम के ऊपर, क्या रिएक्शन है आपका?
मेरा रिएक्शन यही है, गुरु रामदास ने मेहर की, सोहनी खेडी टीम। चलो हाई दे भी थोड़ी जी बहुत मगरों आके जो आखिरी पेनल्टी रह गई मिल गई उन्होंने 44 सेकंड रहिंदे उदों फिर माल की जानता या शरीर जानता कितना टाइम।
पहला गोल स्पेन ने कर दिया, जब पहला गोल स्पेन ने किया, डर तो नहीं लगा?
नहीं, डर की लगना ही, टाइम बड़ा ही, बाकी शेर हैगा ही गोल लाउण नूं उन्हें ला के।
आप कंटिन्यूअसली अरदास करते जा रहे हैं, हमने देखा जूते उतार के हाथ जोड़ के सारे मैच में आपने।
मैं जो मेरा देखो जी, मेरे तो कोई शब्द नहीं है। गुरु रामदास ने बहुत मेहर की, मालक ने बहुत ही कृपा की है बस।
तो आप देख सकते हैं अभी किस तरह लगातार यहाँ पर जो माहौल है वो खुशी का है परिवार में। और जो हरमनप्रीत के पिता हैं सरबजीत सिंह, उन्होंने बोला मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है, पूरा मैच देख रहे थे लगातार।
അവരുടെ വാക്കുകൾ തന്നെ സന്തോഷം പ്രകടമാണ്.
Of Srijesh and Harmanpreet speaking there to the press, of course, tears of joy through smiles of ecstasy. Cutting across to my Okay, let's once again dip in and listen in.
डावाडोल हुआ था, लेकिन जब पहला हमारा गोल हुआ है ना, हरमनप्रीत ने पहला पेनल्टी हमें मिला तो बहुत ही और कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ गया कि नहीं अभी हम कम बैक मतलब पीछे मुड़ने वाले नहीं हैं, अभी तो पक्का कुछ ना कुछ लेके मुड़ेंगे। जी सर,
बड़ी बात है यहाँ पर, यार दोस्त इकट्ठा हो गए और दोस्त हैं। क्या नाम है आपका?
मेरा नाम सुखचैन सिंह है जी।
सुखचैन जी, बड़ा जोर लगाया था जर्मनी वाले मैच में।
हाँ जी, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत खुशी की बात है।
कोमलप्रीत सिंह हमारे साथ, हरमनप्रीत सिंह के सगे भाई हैं कोमलप्रीत। कोमलप्रीत जी, बहुत बड़ा मैच था, ब्रोंज मेडल जीता भारतीय हॉकी टीम ने, कैसे क्या कहेंगे?
बिल्कुल सर, बहुत खुशी की बात है। हमारे गांव में आप देख ही लो 2-1 से टीम जीती है, बहुत बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस था टीम का। सर सभी प्लेयर बहुत अच्छे खेले और जीत प्राप्त हुई।
आज जब भारत के साथ स्पेन का मैच था, स्पेन ने पहले गोल कर दिया आकर, डर तो नहीं लगा था?
नहीं सर, एक तो
Harmanpreet's family, Harmanpreet, who gave India a 2-1 lead and a win against Spain. Let's cut across to Nikhil now, joining us live from Paris. Nikhil, good day to be in Paris today. Back-to-back medals for India. Our Olympic team has kept the Olympic dream alive.
Well, that's right, Preeti. After 3 not-so-great days here in Paris, where the Indian contingent had to face disappointment, we finally have our 4th medal. Remember, we were all celebrating that 4th medal when Vinesh had made it to the finals. We thought the 4th medal was guaranteed, but it was so near yet so far for the Indian contingent. But the hockey team has done it once again, and we must remember it's a back-to-back medal for the Indian hockey team. So what they're trying to tell us is that it wasn't just a one-off, it wasn't just that one-off fluke in Tokyo that a medal came after such a long gap. We are seeing here again Indian team getting that bronze medal just as they got in Tokyo. At the moment, I'm right outside the hockey stadium, Preeti, and I can't tell you, I can hear a round of applause roaring through the stadium. I'm about like 500 meters away from that, and I can still hear it, and it's giving me goosebumps. It's been that one venue throughout these games, Preeti, which has been chock-a-block. Yes, you've seen Indian fans come to badminton, they've come to the wrestling arena, various other sports, to the shooting arena, but the kind of crowds that we've seen for hockey has been unprecedented. The most amount of Indian fans that have turned up has been to the sport of hockey, and that comes as no surprise. What that tells you is that the love story between India and hockey that has continued for so long still continues here. Still people, younger generation as well, they all turn up in good numbers to watch this game. And I must mention one player here, Preeti, and that is Srijesh. Remember, this was Srijesh's final game. He had already said that he's going to be retiring right after the Olympic Games, and for a player like Srijesh to go on a high like this, I think this is what he deserved. He's been the wall of Indian hockey, one of the most outstanding players throughout this tournament. We did all feel for him when India could not play that gold medal match, but I think a fitting tribute to one of the finest players that we've had on the hockey pitch.
Well, you're right there. What a send-off for Srijesh, or rather what a send-off he gave us with 2 back-to-back medals in Olympics. Just stay with me, Nikhil. Joining us right now is Arjun Halappa, former Indian hockey captain. Congratulations, Mr. Halappa. It's a good day today, in Paris, especially after the defeat to Germany, coming back and winning the bronze for India.
Yes, especially I think thanks for the wishes and the big congratulations to whole country and the Indian hockey team. I think, as Nikhil has suggested, I think it is not one of a medal in the last Olympics. The consistency has been throughout from past 7 to 8 years. The team has been building from almost post 2010. The process has been set up. I think now the results are coming up. Of course, we're a bit disappointed that we couldn't end up on the gold medal match, but I think this result is proven that Indian hockey is growing, and the performance also has been very consistent throughout many years now. And I think the big congratulations for the Srijesh also, the career what he's having in 19-20 years of dedication towards the nation and making us proud and give the joyness for a countryman to enjoy this success. Of course, failures are part of sport. I think that is one. I think and it is like a Hindi movie. सब कुछ end में अच्छी तरह से खत्म होता है. I think Srijesh has got a good end for his career. So as Shahrukh says, picture अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है. I hope Srijesh will have a good career, and post that Indian hockey team also will still keep giving us the same performance what they have giving us for past 7-8 years now.
Well, you're right there. Srijesh retiring on a high, and what a high. Nikhil wants to take a question with you, Mr. Halappa. Over to you, Nikhil.
Arjun, I've been meeting a lot of Indian fans here. They're telling me that they are planning to start a petition where they are going to take a lot of signatures and ask, all fans to sign in to that, so that Srijesh does not retire. They feel that he has it in him to play another Olympic game. Will you also sign that petition? Are you also on the same page, Srijesh, for another Olympic Games?
Of course, if you ask me emotionally, yes, I would love to do that. But practically, you have to look forward also. It's very, very long journey for the next 4 years. It's not so easy as an athlete. And also the age also matters, the performance, the injuries, lots of things are coming. And nothing, if Srijesh wants to continue and if he wants to keep up this performance, no doubt about that. First, let us give him a credit and let him enjoy the success what we have in the second bronze at a trot. I think that's a massive achievement for any individual as a sport, also as a hockey it is. So one big thing is that I think this thing, I've been this with the national hockey team from 97, 98 till 2018 as a player, as a captain, as a selector, as a coach. But I think everyone was speaking earlier days, India can't win medal or win big matches at the big tournaments. I think from past 7-8 years, I think we have to give credit to the boys and the whole system of Hockey India, what they have tried to set up a process to win big matches at the big tournament. So big congratulations for the team and the whole nation in Hockey India also to winning this. And as you said, Srijesh, yes, of course, I would love to see him playing in Indian colour again in the future. But it's up to him. He's taken a call. Let's see what the future lies to him and for us also. And good luck for him for the future, whatever he takes a decision. Of course, he has taken. We have to give him credit for whatever journey he has given to us, Nikhil. So we are very happy and very. I don't have words, Nikhil. I'm very emotional because I've been part of this Olympic team and we couldn't even qualify for the semi-finals. Winning medal is something very special. That art goes out for everyone here. It is very big thanks for Srijesh and the whole team to giving us that happiness. At least India are in top 4 bracket always in the major tournament. That is big plus for us. It is always.
You can take more questions if you want.
Okay, I would love to. Arjun, the other thing, one Achilles heel for the Indian team was always conceding goals at the end. You were talking about not making the semi-finals. I remember that game against Poland, last second, conceded the goal. What a golden chance. That golden generation could never win a medal. That seemed to be one problem with the Indian team. Do you think that monkey is also off the back of the Indian team? Now we see, I'm taking this game as an example. You're trailing 1-0, but you come back to win 2-1. So the Indian team has also, done away with that jinx of conceding at the last moment.
Yeah, I agree. But see, any team, whichever team from past 20-30 years, what I have seen, I've been part of it. See, no one wants to lose a match. Everyone would have put an effort. That is, for me, my example only I can say, in 2004 Olympics and 2000 also Sydney where we lost against Poland, we drew. In 2004 also it was against Australia with drawing. It was 3-3 draw and we ended up losing in the last 50 seconds of 4-3. So I think the jinx is broken. But for me, the more as an athlete, as a team member, it is not about that. It is about the whole process as a system, as a team. They are uniting and the fighting spirit when they played against the England with 10 men. There is a massive effort gone in and post that getting into semi-finals and it was a very close match. It was a little disappointing, but I think hats off to the performance from the whole 16 players and the complete support staff also.
Arjun, what do you think this does to the
Go ahead. Go ahead, Nikhil, go ahead.
I remember during your time in the 2000s and the 2004, I think 2004 was the last time, we saw the kind of love that people showed for hockey that had started, in the 50s, 60s, gone on till about early 2000s. After that, we saw a dip in the popularity. You think these two back-to-back medals will now take hockey back to the pinnacle that it always deserved to be on?
I just hope, Nikhil, because I think in Hockey India League also coming back in the month of December or January this year or the next early January 2025. I just hope the federation, the people working around will pick up this and build up a momentum for the sport to grow. It is not only about 15, 20 or 30 guys playing. We want a big ecosystem where lots of people playing sport on the street or on the field how it was in the 70s or 80s. It is how cricket is playing these days now across cricket, badminton, lot of sport have been played across. Lots of people are getting engaged to it. I would love to see that happen, especially in schools. For me in Bangalore only, I can say when I used to play tournament, when I used to studying in St. Joseph Indian High School, we used to have around at least minimum 4 to 5 tournaments per year. But now I don't see that happening. It might happen 1 or 2 tournaments. That's where I feel that this medal, back-to-back medal, might make a difference. Boys have done it. I think it's all about administration. The people who are marketing the sport should take that responsibility and take the sport forward, not only about limited to 30 or 40 players. It's across people where they love the sport and the parents start giving encouragement to tell kids pick up sport, hockey, and then you can make a career out of it.
Mr. Halappa, stay with me. Right. Mr. Halappa, just coming and stay with me, because Nikhil, it's an atmosphere of celebration, of course, where you are, where the match has taken place, in our studio as well, but also at Sri Jeshu's house, and joining me from there is my colleague Shibi Mol. His parents crying and tears of joy, of course, as many cliches that come with it, but ecstasy there. Over to you, Shibi Mol.
We all are proud of him. There are a lot of people, a lot of fans who are saying that Srijesh shouldn't retire. He has the skill and everything to continue for one more Olympics. What is your opinion?
Actually, I am not the right person to answer this question. I go with his, his opinions.
But we would like to request you to tell him to continue.
You please request.
Okay, also, you have also had a very long journey with him. You have known him for a long time. You were also an athlete back in school. So, tell us how this journey has been. It's been like we've seen him lead the team. We've seen him win 2 bronze medals back to back at the Olympics. How is that journey with you?
Actually, I met him in the school days, in the 9th standard. From that, being a Indian camper, then to a junior hockey member, and then a senior member, and now an Olympic medalist. I have seen all this journey, so much happiness and proud.
Now you'll have him, at home more often than. Are you looking forward?
Actually, true.
Thank you, Anisha. So that was Dr. Anisha, PR Srijesh's wife. Come, I have Srijesh's daughter with me. She was very upset when when the semi-final match happened. I was here, and she was crying very badly. Today she's very happy. Happy?
Yeah, I was very happy because I was expecting this from Indian team. Like every final bronze medal, they will get. The final medal, they will get the medal. That is sure.
So she was very tense. I still remember she was telling me we are going to it and all that. She was very sure that if it goes to shootout in the semi-finals, India will win. She was saying that my father will, ensure that we win and all that. Today also she was very scared, literally walking outside, and finally a smile on her face actually. Like we were talking to all the family members. You've had a very, very long journey leading the team also for a long time. Even for in Kerala also, we have seen Kerala, the love for football in Kerala. Kerala producing a lot of athletes, legendary athletes on track and field, but for the state also to have a legend in hockey also is something that the family and the state, everybody is really, really proud about. The family here is very emotional. Even after the loss in the semi-final against Germany, they were saying that it's okay, we'll see in the bronze match. That is sure short victory for us. Even till the last moment, the family was very sure. They've not moved an inch from their seats here. So much love and warmth and so much proud, feeling that's coming from the family is all that we can see around us here.
Shibi, I'm going to let you go for exactly 1 minute and come back to you. You can go and grab a laddu, which is being served at Sri Jeshu's house. I want to cut across back to Paris, and joining me there is Nikhil Naz. Nikhil, when we began the match, there was a bit of an apprehension because India was 1 down. Just take us through the key moments of this match.
Well, Preeti, I was there for the Germany match, and to me it was playing out in a similar script, because the first quarter against Germany, India had plenty of chances, plenty of penalty corners, but they did not convert it, and eventually what happened, it was heartbreak. You lose 3-2 and you have to play the bronze medal match. Quite similar scenes here. I saw them in the first quarter, missed those chances, and I was sitting here and thinking about the worst, that is it going to be the repeat of the game that we saw versus Germany? not quite. They go down 1-0, but from there, the resolve that we've seen with this Indian team, we were listening to a few of those players. They said it themselves. As soon as they were down 1-0, they said, no, we aren't going back from this Olympic Games without a medal. Yes, we faced the disappointment of not, playing the gold medal match, which is something that the team wanted, which is something that the captain in Harmanpreet had mentioned previously. They could not reach there, but they were not going back without a medal this time. Of course, as I mentioned, there was another context of having Srijesh there. Other than that, the standout performer for India, captain leading from the front, Harmanpreet Singh with 9 goals, the highest goal scorer that we've seen in these Paris Games. Before this encounter, we knew it was going to be a tricky encounter because this Spanish team actually knocked out the favourites to win the gold here. Belgium were the favourites and Spain knocked them out. Spain, during their group stages, had beaten Germany, the team that knocked India out of the semi-final. So you knew this was a tricky opposition on a given day. They could have scored a few more goals against India and India would have been in trouble. But the one standout feature of this Indian team has been, one, their defence. They've been rock solid in defence, conceding the least amount of goals in this tournament, and 2, it has been the organization or the effort that the team has made whenever they've been down. So 2 standout features of this Indian team, which has helped them win back-to-back goals at the Olympic Games. Just a short while ago, I was thinking about it, Preeti, and no disrespect to any athlete or any sport, but I have to tell you, as a sport fan, as an Indian sport fan, no medal makes you as emotional, no medal makes your heart go wah-wah than a medal in hockey. I think it's the tradition that we have, it's the glory days that we've seen, and we've been craving for those glory days for such a long time, and now we've got 2 back-to-back Olympic medals. I think a hockey medal will always remain special, very close to the heart of most Indian fans.
Well, I'm very emotional about a medal from Neeraj Chopra, so please don't jinx it. I think it's very, very important, and it'll make my heart very warm as well. But what we're looking at is an ecstatic win, and what consistency in which India performed. It's a chuck them moment in Paris, making the country and the countrymen so very proud. Harmanpreet's father spoke to us a short while back. Listen in.
ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਨੇ ਮਿਹਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, ਸੋਹਣੀ ਖੇਡੀ ਟੀਮ। ਚਲੋ ਹਾਈ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਆ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਮਗਰੋਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਖਰੀ ਪਲੰਟੀ ਰਹਿ ਗਈ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ 44 ਸਕਿੰਟ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਦੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਮਾਲਕ ਹੀ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਸਰੀਰ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਟਾਈਮ
पहला गोल स्पेन ने कर दिया। जो पहला गोल स्पेन ने किया, डर तो नहीं लगा?
ਨਹੀਂ, ਡਰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੀ, ਟਾਈਮ ਬੜਾ ਸੀ, ਬਾਕੀ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੀ ਗੋਲ ਲਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ, ਉਹਨੇ ਲਾ ਕੇ।
I want to go back to Nikhil Nas for just about a minute. And Nikhil, what's astounding in all of this is the consistency we've had where the Indian hockey team is concerned. And which will, of course, prompt us to go to a larger debate on Indian sports, because ever since at least a state adopted the sport of hockey, which was Odisha there, something has changed in the Indian hockey team. It's only up and up and up.
Well, that's true, and there are 2 points to that, Preeti. One, of course, the sponsorship, which the sport of hockey is always required. Remember, India enjoys their sport, but in terms of cricket being number 1, it's primarily because of TV viewership. They end up paying a lot of money for that viewership, which is what percolates down to the entire sport. Now, that's something that's missing from other sports, including hockey. And today, you are competing with European powerhouses that are employing the best possible coaches, the best possible physiotherapists, the latest technologies, gadgets that the players are wearing while playing. So all of these things are being now used in hockey, and for this you really need to pump in a lot of money. So on 2 counts, that sponsorship from Orissa. One, as I said, in terms of money to ensure that you've got the best possible coaches, best possible physiotherapists, best possible training facilities, and also on the other front, organizing big events. So in the last few years, we've seen the biggest events being organized on Indian soil. So once you have these events, you have younger kids go and watch those bigger events, see those bigger teams. That's when they take to hockey, and that's how a sport can grow. So on 2 counts, that partnership with the state has really worked wonders for Indian hockey.
Well, it's also a model for other sports. Maybe we can look at that later. But well, it's a moment to celebrate. It's a moment of glory. And let's cut across to Alka Tomar, national women wrestling champion, who's joining us. Alka Tomar, it's a good day for India. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to our countrymen. We once again got ourselves the bronze in hockey.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, बहुत ही अच्छा मौका और बहुत खुशी का टाइम। हाथ जोड़ के हम बैठे हुए थे, सभी प्रेयर कर रहे थे, हाथ ऐसे बंधे हुए थे बिल्कुल। मैं और मेरे हस्बैंड, मेरे बच्चे देख रहे थे साथ में। तो बस लास्ट मोमेंट में हे भगवान, ऐसे मतलब ऐसे हो गए हम सब कि भाई गोल ना हो जाए बस, क्योंकि स्पेन के पास बॉल आ गई थी लास्ट में। और पर हमारे इंडियन हॉकी टीम ने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से ये डिफेंस भी किया और ये मैच भी निकाला। तो आप सबको भी बहुत बहुत बधाई और बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
जी, Arjun Halappa, there was a time where when the Indian hockey team would go on the field, you'd never know what you'd get. But there is this strange, beautiful, sublime consistency that has now come in from the hockey team. What's led to that?
Yeah, that's what I've said earlier also, Nikhil also has been saying. I think lots of things have changed from past 10 to 15 years. I think Hockey India has played a huge part, especially Dr. Narendra Batra. Initially, when he was the president of Hockey India, he made sure that lots of big tournaments are held in India. It is the Senior World Cup, Junior World Cup, Champions Trophy earlier. These tournaments very important, and the Hockey India League has played a huge part initially. Because if you ask my experience, when I used to go abroad earlier days, a little bit of shyness was there, to speak English, to communicate, to get exposed to the food, all these things, little hesitancy was there. The Hockey India League, where all the young guys, the national team players started sharing with the dressing room with the Australians, Dutch guys, Germany guys who won the medal in the World Championships or Olympics, shared the dressing room and understand it is just that as they're normal as us only it is. That I think those things have changed a massive difference into the confidence getting into the players also. There is a process. Sports is a process, not a magic where today we put one team and then we are next day we're going to win it. No, it's a process. I think from 2010 the process has been started. The consistency has always been building up. The ranking also has been increased from past 7-8 years. This is a massive consistency. As Nikhil has said, I just hope that this what medal we are having, 2 back-to-back medals. This will be backed up by the federation and the people working there to build it up to the marketing wise, to make the sport more popular. And I just hope big corporates come up and sign up some big players, big name players. It is very important. It is not only about money. It is to grow the sport as big as possible. Winning medal is one, and playing sport and being a good human being for the society and the country is very important.
Arjun, we've got, I want to go back to Paris because we have some very excited fans with Nikhil. Over to you.
Yeah, Preeti, I was just telling you about what it means, to win a hockey medal for Indian fans. I've got a father-son duo here. They'll explain to you what it really means. What does it mean to you? I'll start with the older gentleman.
Yeah, I've been a real fan of hockey for eons, years and years and years, and we've been winning hockey golds. And from 1980, Bhaskaran's team, which won it. Thereafter, we've been having disappointments, but we've been eternal hockey fans. And this back-to-back winning, 2 in Tokyo and now, is unbelievable. And we are great cricket fans, We went to Barbados for the T20 World Cup final, and the one Surya's great catch and winning, but this beats it all.
This beats the Cricket World Cup win.
Of course, any time. This is a world sport at the world field. I mean, beating Afghanistan and then beating, those USA, it's a joke.
Okay. Also for me, because...
for you as well, bigger than the Cricket World Cup win.
Also because I've never really seen us win at any sport apart from cricket. I mean, of course, in his generation, we used to win at hockey, right? We won in 80. I think we won a lot of gold medals before that. But for me, we've only won recently. We won the bronze in 2021 and now. And honestly, for this Olympics especially, because we've been coming fourth so much, this means so much more as well. And because it's a second
after Vinesh, the disappointment of Vinesh, this is a real... I'm hats off to the hockey team. Harman was outstanding, the 2 goals. He really lifted spirits. We were really down and out yesterday. We had the Vinesh's hockey final tickets. We couldn't go, and then we said, Aman Sharawat, we'll come for this. But hockey is just
it's the first love for Indian sport, and I hope that it continues to be forever.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, and really well summed up. Just letting you know what it really means for fans here. This gentleman was there in Barbados. I was there too. India won the World Cup, but for him, this bronze medal notch higher.
It's even better. India, I mean, one of the greatest moments of my life. And I saw the 2011 World Cup final in Mumbai as well. Both of us saw. He was a little boy. But
even greater than that.
Of course.
This happens.
Cricket is,
cricket is a great sport, but
and we love cricket.
we
It's
love
not
cricket.
that we don't love cricket. That's why we went to all these places. But
You know, Nikhil, it's like in films. You know, Nikhil, like it is in films, you have cricket, which is the glitz glamour of Bollywood, and you have hockey, which is the art cinema, it seems. And you love both.
Yeah, okay. Preeti's got an interesting analogy there. That, you know, is cricket the Bollywood and hockey the art cinema? You love both. There can be people who can love both.
In fact, this is the Lapata Ladies. If you've seen that movie.
Yes, I have.
It's one of the great movies. And cricket is like Akshay Kumar. What's that great?
Whatever.
Bhagam Bhag. This is Bhagam Bhag versus this thing.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously Bhagam Bhag was a blockbuster. I don't know if Lapata Ladies was one, but the movie was better.
Yeah. Lapata Lady did very well in metros, in big towns. But yeah.
No, but it's a great movie, I'm saying.
Yes,
the
brilliant.
movie was great.
Brilliant.
Bhagam Bhag, he likes the Bhagam
Okay,
Bhag.
well, before we get into a filmy discussion, it's back to you, Preeti.
Well, you know, have fun, Nikhil. And thank you for all our guests for joining us, because, you know, we just want to say it right here. We are celebrating, you know, for our hockey team. They're all there, all heart, but we haven't forgotten about Vinesh, who is now fighting a battle with the CAS. The plea will be heard 9:30 India time. It can go into days, it can go into months. But we just want to shift focus when we end this show. Like I said, the ecstasy of hockey, but this is for the young Vinesh Fogart, who today said that she's going to retire. We're with you, Vinesh.
इस देश की जान ना, इस देश की लेडी जैन, बात कुछ अलग सी है इनकी।
स्पोर्ट्स मेरे ख्याल से संघर्ष बहुत ज्यादा करना पड़ता है, चाहे कोई भी गेम हो, और जिंदगी में संघर्ष के अलावा कुछ नहीं मिलता। संघर्ष करोगे तो ही मिलेगा।
जितनी कोमल ये लागे है ना, उससे कई ज्यादा ताकत इनके बाजुओं में।
मैं बचपन से देखती आई हूँ कि मेरे को हमेशा मिलता है, लेकिन बहुत संघर्ष के बाद मिलता है।
हम मर्द माने या ना माने, पर सच यही है।
2024 is the year of Vinesh Fogart.
Neil, it is one of the greatest comebacks the sport has seen.
Vinesh Fogart will be the talk of the town.